The highly anticipated entry of Audi into Formula One is set to shake up the racing world in 2026. The German automaker has announced that it will not only supply power units, but also field its own factory team under the Alfa Romeo brand. But the biggest question on everyone's mind is, who will Audi choose to pilot their F1 car? Rumours are swirling that they have their sights set on a certain Spanish driver who has already made a name for himself on the grid. So, who is this Audi's top target? Stay tuned to find out. Big news hit the world of Formula One earlier this year when it was announced that Audi would be acquiring the Sauber team, marking the luxury automaker's entry into the sport. While Audi has already taken an undisclosed stake in the Sauber group, their majority ownership won't occur until 2026. However, the brand is already making personnel changes to prepare for the transition. Andreas Seidl, formerly of McLaren, has taken on the role of Sauber Group CEO to oversee the integration. Audi's arrival in F1 was conditional on changes to the engine rules. The new regulations will do away with costly motor generator unit heat while increasing the reliance on electrical power and requiring fully sustainable fuels. These changes align with Audi's commitment to sustainability, a core value of the brand. Audi has previously been hugely successful in multiple other racing disciplines and has outlined an aim to be competitive in F1 within 3 seasons of its arrival. Speaking recently at an event in China, the German automotive giant announced that its debut prototype engine is set to run on its test bench before the end of 2023, while also confirming it expects to increase its total employee count from 260 to over 300 by the conclusion of the year. Despite all this progress, one critical aspect of Audi's F1 venture remains uncertain: the drivers. It hasn't been revealed who will make up the Audi team come 2026. However, there is already speculation about which drivers could form the Audi lineup. Currently, Valtteri Bottas and Zhou Guanyu are driving for the Sauber-backed Alfa Romeo team, which will be under Audi ownership in the future. One driver who has been the subject of much discussion is Michael Schumacher's son, Mick. After losing his seat with Haas at the end of 2022, Mick joined Mercedes as a reserve driver. Given his heritage, he would be a natural fit for a German team like Audi. However, Audi has made it clear that having a German driver is not a necessity. Upon confirmation that it would be entering F1, Audi's top brass suggested it would ideally like to be in a position to take on a German driver. But with the options on that front scarce, it has since stated that it would not be a necessity and it would prioritize performance over fulfilling any criteria related to nationality. Speaking in an interview, Audi CEO Markus Duesmann said, "We are currently talking to many decision makers, drivers and team managers. There have been no concrete discussions with Mick Schumacher regarding a commitment. Of course, German drivers interest us as much as they interest the top of the parent company, but that is not a requirement for us." Audi previously stated their goal of becoming a leading Formula One team by their 3rd season on the grid, and Duesmann indeed said that the idea of just being there for the sake of being there is not how Audi are approaching Formula One. He said, "We are not going into Formula One on a whim. We want to show what we can do. We have done everything possible to win in all the championships we have participated in. So far, we have always succeeded. The Olympic idea of just wanting to be there is not enough for us." While there is no denying Schumacher's talent, Duesmann's comments suggest that the young driver may not be the best fit for Audi's race seat if the brand wants to compete at the very top. Meanwhile, current Sauber driver Valtteri Bottas has made it clear he wants to continue into the Audi era. He stated, "I have many more years to come, and I will stick around as long as I enjoy it and as long as I can still perform and have something to give to the sport. I can see that going for many, many years. I think it's exciting that there's a new manufacturer coming into F1, but 2026 is still quite far away. We'll see. You can ask me in 1 or 2 years." However, Swiss outlet Blick has speculated rumours from Spain, suggesting Sainz could be on the move at the end of the deal, if Audi is successful in courting the Madrid-born racer. The report stated, "If you want to fight for victories no later than 3 years after promotion, you have to look around a good 60 races before entering this small pool of stars." The first serious rumour has now emerged from Spain. Ferrari driver Carlos Sainz, next to Charles Leclerc, probably without great chances of winning the title, is said to be at the top of the list for Sauber CEO Andreas Seidl. According to this report, Audi is keen to recruit Carlos Sainz, who is currently at the Ferrari team, as their top driver for their upcoming Formula One venture. The move is allegedly being pushed by Andreas Seidel, CEO of the Sauber Group and former colleague of Sainz during their time at McLaren. With Ferrari having a clear number one driver in Charles Leclerc, it is believed that there would be no issue in removing Sainz from the team. While Sainz did outscore Leclerc in their debut season together, he struggled at the start of the 2022 season with the new technical regulations. However, Sainz eventually found his form and even secured his maiden pole position and race win later in the season. Nevertheless, he finished the season behind Leclerc in the standings. The opportunity to lead Audi's charge in Formula One and step out of the shadow of Leclerc at Ferrari could be an enticing prospect for Sainz. As Audi's CEO Markus Duesmann stated, the company is not going into Formula One on a whim, but rather to prove what they can do. And with Sainz's experience and success in Formula One, he could be the perfect fit to help Audi achieve their goals. With his Ferrari deal expiring at the end of 2024, Audi would be able to attract Sainz to the team a year in advance of its name being plastered over the Sauber name. Carlos Sainz has made quite the impression in the Formula One world, having been associated with 4 of the current 10 teams on the grid. The Spanish driver began his F1 career with Toro Rosso in 2015, now AlphaTauri, as a member of the Red Bull Academy. He then moved on to Renault with a handful of races remaining in 2017. After a brief stint at Renault, Sainz joined McLaren, where he teamed up with Lando Norris to help the team to consecutive 4th and 3rd place finishes in the Constructors' Championship. He had an impressive 2019 season, finishing 6th in the drivers' standings and securing his first ever podium finish at the Brazilian Grand Prix. His success at McLaren paved the way for his move to Ferrari to replace Sebastian Vettel in 2021. Sainz's debut year with Ferrari yielded 4 podiums, including one at the season finale in Abu Dhabi, where he secured 5th place in the championship ahead of his teammate Norris and Charles Leclerc. However, the 2022 season proved to be a struggle for the Spaniard, despite having vastly superior machinery to the previous season. Ferrari's struggles with a troublesome SF23 package meant that the Maranello-based team finished 4th in the standings after 3 rounds in 2023. Despite this setback, Sainz's impressive performances have not gone unnoticed, and he is currently being courted by Audi as they prepare to enter F1 in the coming years. However, Audi CEO Markus Duesmann recently revealed that the team has not begun negotiations with another driver, not even Schumacher, he told Der Spiegel. "We are currently talking to many decision makers, drivers, team managers. There have been no concrete discussions with Mick Schumacher regarding a commitment. Of course, German drivers interest us as much as they interest the top of the parent company, but that is not a requirement for us." This week, Audi are presenting their Formula One project in China for the first time, showing off its launch livery with the motto F1 Power Made in Germany. "Motorsport is an integral part of our DNA," Duesmann said at Auto Shanghai. "We are convinced that our Formula One commitment will strengthen Audi's sporting focus. The racing series is continuously increasing its global reach, especially among young target groups and in our most important sales market, China." What's your thought about Sainz moving to Audi? Let us know what you think in the comments section below. That will be all for today's video. Thanks for staying tuned. Please don't forget to hit the subscribe button and notification bell so that you can always get to watch more videos like this. See you in the next video.